So I realized that with as glad as I am that I voted for Trump, him and I don't see eye to eye on very many things at all. Um, See, he was brought up in the prosperity gospel by Vincent Peale and Paula White, who's like the head of his, um, the church part there at the White House. She's that type too. So see, I totally disagree with that. Because it's all about, um, well, here, let me show you. The prosperity gospel, also known as the prosperity theology, teaches that believers have a right to financial wealth, physical health, and material blessings, and that these can be obtained through faith, positive confession, and generous giving, tithes and offerings. Okay, somewhat. But it disregards the way that Jesus lived. It disregards a huge portion of the Bible. It disregards how, Jesus says, you guys have received your reward. like, I mean, here's the thing. Jesus said that, it won't be easy for a rich man to get into heaven. Because he said not to love the world. He said not to love the world. Because he told you who was running it. I think I reflect on these things, certain Bible verses, and when when Jesus, says that the wicked one rules here, do you think that he wants you to love the world then, when the wicked one is ruling it? No, he doesn't want you to hate it either. He wants you to find, refuge in him. But he makes it very clear that success in his eyes, wealth in his eyes, is not about financial wealth. And I'm not trying to bash this. It's just that it in order to do this, you have to disregard the way that Jesus lived. Jesus didn't, live in a tower, and I mean, he went town to town. He was not wealthy. So it's a lot of this is twisting. I'm not saying that God wasn't here to talk to you about how to gain financial wealth. He wasn't. He wasn't. So I'm not trying to bash Trump. This is what he believes. This is what has worked for him. This is why he places money above everything. This is why, and I'm not trying to say he wants, the country to be successful, get us out of debt, but it can be at the cost of doing the right thing. I'm not saying he'll do well. In some areas, I think it's what he does. He places money above bravery. I'm not trying to say he's not brave. He clearly is. I guess this is what I would say to Trump. Not that I would ever talk to him, but is that maybe God raised you up because he wanted you to learn another part of the Bible and not just this part. Because just this, it's all about you, isn't it? It's all about the people that, only can say positive things. See, I see that as weak. Because when you sacrifice truth, all because, oh no, I can't say anything negative, it's like, well, then you cater to the wicked one of this world. I'm not saying Trump does that. What I'm saying is that maybe because Donald Trump has been a very giving person in his life, and his family has, and he has good intentions, has a good heart, but maybe God wanted you to learn what wealth meant to him, what success meant to him. Maybe that's why he raised you up, not because he necessarily wanted you to make this the priority, but maybe make a different kind of wealth the priority. Most of this world, that's what everybody is after, success and having money and having, toys and having all that fun. And I'm not trying to take away from that, but again, literally from Jesus, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect, the perfect will of God. Is it the perfect will of God for you to make financial success more important than anything else? Because that's disregarding a whole bunch of serious teaching Jesus did. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Now, this could apply to Donald Trump to a certain extent, but he's also very loved. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that, look, this world hates you when you're not standing up first for financial success, but you're standing up for doing the right thing first. And Jesus taught that his kingdom is not of this world, which is why most of us, we're ready to go home. Of course, we're not going to off ourselves, but we know that this world makes everything about money. And because this world makes everything about money, what ends up happening? Well, things like the Holocaust, where there could have been so many businesses like IBM that just cut the Germans off, and that would have caused a big dent in their being able to kill so many. But because people justify that behavior and put a pretty picture on it and say, oh, this is great, the Nazis and Hitler is great. I'm being sarcastic, but and justifying that, then that's why this isn't God's kingdom, is because people do put wealth and financial gain ahead of God. You can't serve two masters. Jesus spoke about this world in several key ways, emphasizing that it is a fallen, sinful place opposed to God. He said that the world is full of desire, pride, and rebellion against God. Yeah, that prosperity teaching seems very prideful. And those who love the world have no love of the Father in them. Jesus taught that wealth can demand one's loyalty and become a master, rivaling God. Saying no one can serve both God and money. So am I trying to say something negative here? No, I'm trying to say that sometimes the messages that God wants us to learn, we often don't see. Because we think that God raises us up because we're doing everything right, when really sometimes he raises us up so that we can see he wants us to go in a different direction. Human beings have to always be put first. Moral character has to always be put first. Not big, popular, amazing companies. Human beings have to come first. So I mean this with no ill will at all, except to say that maybe God raised you up, Trump, so that you would learn a different version of the Bible besides the prosperity one.